Okay, we have a very interesting tactical game here. Lot of tactics going on, a lot of shots. Couple blunders on both sides, but we'll go through it. So I opened with my usual stuff, which is C2, C4, E2, E4. The English opening two knights variation. And immediately black starts attacking on the queen side. Not a bad way to go, actually. So we exchange off, and I'm trying to develop over here on the king side, but what black's actually doing the right thing and countering on the queen side. A lot of my opponents fail to capitalize on the fact that for a king side attack, I'm giving up control of the queen side. So this opponent surprises me with a pretty early advance on the queen side. So allows me to get this F5 penetration, and then immediately comes in. Of course you cannot take because you lose the rook, so you have to retreat the knight. Takes, and excellent move again on the part of black, my opponent here, ArthurP28, to bust open the center. So we have to take first, and we cover. So exchange, and good move on black's part, opening up the rooks so they can cooperate with each other on the 8th rank. So I start attacking this pawn because I figure maybe I can pin it. And this was an interesting move. I had thought about pawn takes pawn, but then it opens up the chance that he's going to take back, and there'll be a sort of x-ray into my queen. So I go with this aggressive support, being that if he takes, I take back. So interestingly enough, doesn't take, so I move the rook over to kind of pin this pawn, and then there's a few shots with the knight or some other things. So it comes back, and here I push the pawn because I realize I can penetrate in front of the queen, in front of the king. So push, and now this knight's becoming almost a monster. So takes. So I give up the pawn, and also note that this is no longer protected, for the check. Moves into the corner and check. Now what's interesting about this move, let me move it back, is there's only one way to take, which is rook takes. Probably the correct move was to have moved the king over, but maybe black was fearing I would sort of come up with the queen over here. I'm not sure. So by taking, it frees up that rook, or it unprotects that rook, which is also attacking my knight. So it comes back, so I come back and takes. Black probably should have thought a little bit longer, because this is becoming a very tactical game here, and there might have been some more shots. So I move the rook over, and now I'm starting to eye this bishop. Again, doubling up on the bishop. Black ignores it, takes. I guess black was getting worried about getting sort of choked around the king. So takes back, takes. And here I make a decision. Should I double up on the knight attacking the queen, or move my my piece? And I go for the double up. So takes. And the idea is that I'm controlling this square, attacking the queen. A lot of tactics going on. Moves back, takes. Now here I'm threatening knight takes, g6 check, with forking the rook. Okay, comes down. Let's do it. Moves over. This was a funny decision, because I could have just taken the rook outright, but I went for this check. Not sure that was the best decision. Now I attack the queen, check, protect, attack the queen. And here I missed queen takes knight, but my opponent didn't do it. So now I'm protecting the knight, and takes the pawn. Check, takes the knight. Check. And now my opponent's sort of in a time scramble and panic. So now we've got a threat over here. There's no threat over here. Now I'm doubling up with the threat of check and wins the queen. Pushes, takes, and then finally checkmate. Good game, I must admit. Went right down to the wire, 1.6 seconds, and I only had 20 seconds. So that's probably a game where it just came down to a couple good moves.